Hey everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of News Bites.
Our weekly rundown of everything important happening right here in Pasco County.
You know,
We
it's been
it's bad.
an eventful week, hasn't it?
Yeah, from possible tragedies to ongoing debates. There's a lot to unpack.
Um, let's start with a story that's been weighing heavily on everyone's minds.
Yeah.
Earlier this week, on January 16th, there was a potential drowning in Wesley Chapel,
Right.
and the details are still emerging.
Yeah. The Pasco Sheriff's Office responded to multiple calls
Uh-huh.
around 4:40 p.m. that day,
Wow.
all reporting a possible juvenile drowning in the Thorncastle Drive area.
It's a truly heart-wrenching situation.
Really is.
And while the investigation is ongoing, it seems authorities are leaning towards this being a tragic accident.
It does seem that way.
Now, adding another layer of complexity to this,
Right.
there have been unconfirmed reports circulating about a missing 6-year-old autistic boy in the same area.
Oh, wow.
He was last seen wearing dinosaur pants.
Oh.
And while the sheriff's office hasn't officially connected these two events,
Mm-hmm.
it's certainly something many in the community are thinking about.
Yeah. Makes you...
It's a reminder of how quickly things can change
Yeah.
and how important it is to be vigilant, especially when it comes to water safety and young children.
Especially with
Well-
young kids around water.
Yeah. Now, on a more hopeful note,
Okay.
let's shift gears to some news from the education front.
All right.
Cox Elementary School,
Okay.
which has been struggling with low state test scores for several years, has been granted a reprieve.
That's good news.
They've received D grades since 2019.
Yikes.
But the school board recently presented a revised turnaround plan to the State Board of Education, which was unanimously approved.
Good for them.
This gives Cox a 1-year grace period to demonstrate improvement and avoid a potential state takeover.
So they've got some time
Yeah.
to make some changes.
Superintendent John Legg
Right.
seemed determined to turn things around,
I like that attitude.
stating that his intent is to get out of turnaround and never go back.
He's not messing around.
And they're pulling out all the stops with this new plan.
Really?
They're partnering with MGT,
Oh, okay.
an outside firm known for helping schools boost performance, and they're even establishing a whole new division focused on supporting struggling schools.
So they're really investing in this.
They're also implementing dual language programs at Cox, which is a significant step considering the high percentage of students there who are English language learners.
Makes sense.
It's a multifaceted approach,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll be interesting to see how it plays out over the next year.
Yeah, we'll have to check back in.
Principal Wendy Lane has expressed optimism about the plan,
Good.
and her dedication to the school is truly inspiring.
I love to see that.
Moving on.
Okay.
Let's talk about a developing story that has sparked quite a bit of debate in Pasco County.
Oh, I've heard about this.
Potential new rules at our public libraries.
All right, what's going on?
The Library Advisory Committee is considering changes to book access for children under 16,
Under 16.
following concerns raised by some county commissioners about certain materials being available to young readers.
Interesting.
Specifically,
Okay.
they're looking into introducing a child library card,
Okay.
which would restrict access to juvenile books only.
So no young adult or adult materials?
Right. Although school-related books like the Sunshine State Readers and Classics would still be permitted.
Oh, okay.
Parents would be required to register their children and choose between the restricted child card and an unrestricted adult card.
So the parents get to decide.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
This proposed change comes on the heels of a new rule implemented in September requiring parental supervision for children 8 and younger at all times in the library.
So kind of a similar idea.
Right, and children 9 and older are expected to follow the library's code of conduct or they could face consequences.
Uh-huh.
This discussion in Pasco County seems to reflect a broader, statewide, even nationwide,
I've heard about...
debate about what materials are appropriate for children to access in libraries and schools.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
It's a complex issue with strong feelings on both sides.
Definitely.
Some argue that restricting access to certain books amounts to censorship and limits intellectual freedom,
I can see that side.
while others believe that it's crucial to protect children from materials that could be harmful or inappropriate for their age.
Right, and I can see that side too.
It's a delicate balancing act, and it will be interesting to see what decisions the Library Advisory Committee ultimately makes.
We'll have to keep an eye on that one.
Switching gears now to a story that has left many in our community feeling deeply disturbed.
Oh, no.
Last month, a St. Petersburg palliative care doctor named Stephen Leedy was arrested in Georgia on federal charges.
Okay.
He's facing accusations of coercing minors into producing child sexual abuse material And the details of the case are truly unsettling.
Oh, that's awful.
Prosecutors allege that Leedy preyed upon 10 children, one of whom was a 13-year-old girl from Pasco County who tragically died after Leedy allegedly directed her to hang herself.
That's horrible.
While her death was ruled an accident, and no murder charges have been filed at this time. The circumstances surrounding her passing raise many difficult questions.
Definitely.
According to autopsy records, Leedy communicated with the girl through Discord,
Oh, Discord.
a messaging app popular with younger generations.
Yeah, very popular.
And he allegedly concealed his identity by using an anonymous username and never showing his face during video chats.
So scary.
This case highlights the dark side of the internet and the lengths that predators will go to exploit vulnerable individuals, especially children.
It's a reminder to be really careful.
It's a stark reminder of how important it is to have open and honest conversations with children about online safety
Right.
and the potential dangers they may encounter online.
Very important.
This case is far from over, and we will continue to follow it closely as it develops.
I'm sure everyone will be watching that one.
Now for our final story today, we'll delve into a mystery that has lingered for years.
Okay, I love a good mystery.
Back in December of 2019, human remains were discovered in Port Richey.
Wow.
And despite extensive efforts, the identity of this individual remains unknown.
So sad.
Forensic analysis determined that the remains belonged to a white or Hispanic male,
Okay.
likely between 20 and 60 years old at the time of his death.
So a pretty wide range.
He also had a previously fractured rib, although it's not believed to be related to his passing.
Okay.
The Pasco Sheriff's Office is still actively seeking information
Good.
and has even released 2 composite sketches of what the man might have looked like in hopes that someone might recognize him.
Oh, interesting.
One sketch includes a hat
Oh.
that was found near the remains,
Okay.
hoping it might jog someone's memory.
Right.
It's a long shot.
Yeah.
But any detail, no matter how small, could be the key to solving this case and bringing closure to his loved ones,
Fingers crossed.
if there are any.
Yeah. Hopefully.
If you have any information about this case, please contact the Pasco Sheriff's non-emergency line at 727-847-8102 and select option 7.
Great.
It's a poignant reminder that even amidst the constant flow of news and current events,
Yeah.
there are still unresolved stories and unanswered questions from the past.
For sure.
Each life has a story, and hopefully someone out there holds the missing piece to this puzzle.
Hopefully. You know, it really is, it's interesting, isn't it, when you look at these stories,
Uh-huh.
they all kind of have a theme of protecting our community,
Yeah, I see that.
especially the younger generation.
Absolutely. And, I mean, we've discussed potential drowning
Right.
debates over book access for children,
Mm-hmm.
a deeply troubling case involving online exploitation.
It's a tough world out there for kids, both in the real world and the digital one.
That's for sure.
Taking a closer look at this library situation,
Okay.
this issue goes beyond Pasco County.
I think it's so, too.
It's a national conversation about balancing access to information with concerns about age-appropriate content.
Absolutely. And you know, we saw that play out at the Library Advisory Committee meeting.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you had residents who were very passionately defending freedom to read,
Yeah.
arguing that restricting access to certain books could stifle intellectual curiosity and limit children's exposure to different perspectives.
I get that.
They made a great point about the library's role as a repository of knowledge
Yeah.
and the importance of allowing individuals to make their own choices about what they read.
And on the other hand, you had residents who voiced some concerns about children encountering material that could be, you know, emotionally disturbing or not suitable for their age,
Yeah, that's a valid point.
emphasizing the role of parents in guiding their children's reading choices
Right.
and the need to be mindful of the potential impact of certain content on young minds.
That's true, too. It's definitely a tough situation, and there's no easy answer.
No, there really isn't.
And the Library Advisory Committee faces a real challenge in finding a solution that respects both, you know, freedom to read and the responsibility to protect children.
Yeah, it's tough. And speaking of protection,
Yeah,
this Stephen Leedy case raises a lot of questions about online safety.
definitely.
The tactics predators use to groom and exploit young people.
It's so scary to think about.
I know, and he was allegedly using Discord,
Right.
which is so popular among younger generations.
Yeah, it seems like every kid's on Discord these days.
It just underscores the need to really talk to kids about the dangers they might face online.
Absolutely. And give them tools to protect themselves.
Yes, exactly.
It's also crucial for parents and guardians to, you know,
Be aware.
be involved,
Absolutely.
know what their kids are doing online.
And talk to them about it. Open communication is so important.
I agree, and it's really a shared responsibility
Uh-huh.
to create a safer environment for kids online.
Now, shifting gears a little bit.
Okay.
Let's go back to Cox Elementary School. Their 1-year reprieve from a potential state takeover?
Yeah,
That's significant.
it really is.
Testament to the hard work of everyone involved.
It's encouraging to see.
We have to acknowledge the struggles this school has faced.
Yeah, they've had it rough.
And this reprieve gives them a real opportunity.
To turn things around.
Exactly.
And it sounds like they have a solid plan in place.
It seems like they're partnering with MGT,
Uh-huh.
creating a dedicated division for low-performing schools,
Right.
adding dual language programs.
They're really pulling out all the stops.
They are. It's a sign that they're committed to making real change.
Let's hope it works.
Me too. It's not just about test scores, though.
No, it's not.
It's about creating a supportive environment
Right.
where every child feels valued and can succeed.
I couldn't agree more.
This is a big year for Cox Elementary.
Yeah, it is.
If they can pull this off,
Yeah.
it could be a model for other schools in similar situations.
It's an important story, not just for Cox, but for education as a whole. We can't forget about that unsolved mystery either.
Oh, yeah, those are always interesting.
The unidentified remains found in Port Richey.
Back in 2019,
It's been years.
and the sheriff's office is still searching for answers.
They don't give up.
It's inspiring to see that dedication.
It is. The release of those composite sketches.
Yeah, with the hat.
It's a long shot, but maybe it'll lead to something.
I hope so. It would be great to finally bring some closure to this case.
It would. It's a reminder that even as time passes,
Uh-huh.
there are still unresolved stories out there.
Absolutely. And people who deserve answers.
Exactly. This has been a really thought-provoking conversation.
It has, hasn't it?
So many different stories we've talked about,
Yeah.
but they all kind of connect back to this idea of community.
I see that.
Yeah, whether it's, concerns about children's safety,
Mm-hmm.
debates over access to information, to the pursuit of justice for an unidentified individual.
Right. It all highlights how connected we are and the responsibility we have for each other.
Yeah, that potential drowning really brings it home.
Oh, absolutely.
How quickly tragedy can strike and how important it is to, be careful, watch out for each other.
Especially for the little ones.
Yeah, and then you have the library debate,
Right.
which boils down to how do we best serve the needs of our community
Yeah.
while also protecting the kids.
Yeah, finding that balance.
It's not easy. And,
Yeah.
You have to listen to everyone
Definitely.
and try to find a solution that works for everybody.
And then that Stephen Leedy case.
It's just a horrifying reminder of the dangers that are out there.
Especially online.
Yeah, we really need to be doing everything we can to protect kids from predators.
Talk to them, educate them, be involved in their lives.
Absolutely. And the unsolved mystery.
Right.
I mean, it's been years,
Yeah.
but they're still working on it.
It speaks to that desire for closure.
And, to remember those who have been lost.
Every life matters.
It really does. And I think it shows the strength of our community.
I think so too.
We've covered a lot today.
Yeah, we have.
From heartbreak to hope.
It's life, isn't it?
And I think it's through these conversations, having open dialogues,
Mm-hmm.
staying informed and engaged, that we can really make a difference
Absolutely.
and build a community where everyone feels safe and supported.
Well said.
So thank you for joining us for this first episode of News Bites.
Yeah, thanks for listening, everybody.
We hope you found it informative, and we'll be back next week.
With more news and analysis from Pasco County.
And in the meantime,
Yeah.
check out the Pasco Herald's website.
For all the latest.
Stay informed, stay engaged, and stay connected.
We'll see you next time.
This is News Bites, signing off.